Oh, Superman's already been around for 3 years. This team's been around for 4. Oh, Superman and Lois are already dating. Well, we've already gotten pregnant. Yes, we've started so far into the story, there's not even 4 of them anymore. Take that, DC!
Say it!
I don't wanna!
Say it!
Marvel finally learned that the most powerful force in the universe isn't some Infinity Stones, and it's not Chris Hemsworth's biceps, close though. It's a pissed off mother ready to face down a god to save her child. Oh yes. I really had high expectations for this film at one point, and at some point they just started to decay over the course of the year as I saw more and more about it. I just started to think, maybe this doesn't have enough to break the deathly curse there is upon Fantastic Four films to all be trash. The Fantastic Four First Steps is a silly name. We've lived long enough to see the day when I could say, Marvel, look at what DC is doing with the simple naming conventions. Just Superman, Supergirl, Clayface, and just do that. Copy DC. Can't believe I'm saying it. Anyway, the Fantastic Four, just like you know them, they've been around for years. They're this Earth's protectors. It's a different Earth to the main MCU. It's a much more 1960s retro-futuristic, very comic booky Earth. Very comic booky Earth. And frankly, I love it. I love the setting. I think it's beautiful. I love the team. Yes, they are a little bit... Ben and Johnny are definitely a little bit more toned down than we've seen them in other iterations, but that's kind of done to give the whole family and team a more wholesome family feel than we've seen before, and it works. Also, if you're one of the people getting tired of Pedro Pascal, and what a man, by the way. What a man for taking on the brunt of Hollywood's random rage that always has to be directed against some popular actor. Normally it's a woman. Normally it's a young woman who's been popular for a few years and they're just like, brr. I mean, right around now, I feel like it should be hitting like Florence Pugh or someone, but instead Pedro Pascal's taking the brunt of it because he is just a god. And you can't tell me with a straight face that he's not the best Reed Richards we've had. So they are this Earth's only heroes, it really seems, and they have to face down Galactus and the Silver Surfer when they come and decide they're going to destroy Earth unless they give them their firstborn child. Sounds more like a fairy tale than a comic book, but okay. So these heroes will start a call center, start a worldwide construction project, go fuck around in space, have a lot of TV interviews, and basically try to do anything other than fight for the vast majority of the runtime. And it works. Visually stunning. It really does go without saying. You can look at any of the images, any of the trailers, and you might think it looks a little bit kooky. Once you're actually in the world of the film watching it, that and the characters and their interactions all just feel much more natural. It feels much more right. But you really do have to accept and look at this world for a little while before you're fully immersed in it. I do think the characters are wonderful. I think this is the best iteration of the team we've seen on screen by far. They really are. They're always called Marvel's first family, and I feel like that's the tagline that they really went with for this film. They really wanted them to feel like a family. I mean, it feels like a 90s comedy with these three guys being like, oh goodness, we've got to look after this baby now, whoa. And Vanessa Kirby's just there like drowning, like fighting for her life in every scene in one way or another. And I love it because she really is this vastly underrated, fierce, badass woman. Like, Vanessa Kirby plays her phenomenally. She is the standout star here for sure. But Pedro Pascal also does bring the most comic accurate Reed Richards I think we've seen yet. I think this introduces us to a beautiful world. It doesn't mess around with backstory, which is becoming more of a theme in superhero films, and I'm fine with that. It's fine. I don't want them to do it with every single one necessarily, but we've seen this. We've seen the Fantastic Four origin way too many times, so I'm totally good with it. I think it has got a great cast. I think that finale is a banger, honestly. I can't imagine people complaining about that. Vanessa Kirby is so good in it. The rest of the team works well, and it just comes together really perfectly. I was seriously worried about the finale because I was like, they're actually going to have Galactus coming down onto Earth, and then these four trying to fight him, and that just feels like it's going to come off as silly or gimmicky in some way. No, I loved the way they handled it. Sue Storm is incredible. That whole last sequence, it was awesome. There is a slight terrifying CGI baby problem, but hey, you get it. It was enough. It was good enough that you can get away with that. This is not a perfect film, but it was really good, I thought. I thought it's such a good lead-in to the next Avengers films because it's actually getting me excited about these characters and about seeing these characters interacting with the rest of the Marvel Universe and where are they going to go from here with this. I'm much more interested in the idea of a random Avengers 2-parter just being thrown down when it doesn't feel like they've built to it at all than I was. I also feel like Galactus has been treated with more respect than almost any other Marvel villain in the MCU in this film. Not once did they mention the idea that they might actually be able to kill him or anything. Nah. I love that, honestly. So yeah, I think not perfect, definitely, but it really kept me entertained the whole way through, and I'm feeling bright, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling happy, and I was really not expecting much going into this film. So I'm giving 3 men and a baby, and an exasperated Vanessa Kirby, 4 stars. It really did feel like that. There's a scene where they're trying to strap the baby seat into the car, and the 3 of them there, I was suddenly like, wow. I know Pedro Pascal's already in everything, which I don't mind so much, but he could lead a 3 men and a baby remake. It would be awesome.